In next hour for the G20 World Leaders Summit focused on the world economy, climate change, and energy, and Russia's war in Ukraine.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the president is committed to working with emerging market partners and that there's a belief that other countries could benefit from, as he put it, copying how President Biden rebuilt the American economy.
And that's one of our main focuses heading into the G20, delivering on an agenda of fundamentally reshaping and scaling up the multilateral development banks, especially the World Bank and the IMF.
The presidents of China and Russia will not attend the summit. Both of those countries are in the BRICS group, which recently met and extended invitations to 6 more countries, including Iran. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Hurricanes getting stronger fast out over the Atlantic.
Hurricane Lee became a dangerous explosive Category 5 overnight, will safely miss the Caribbean this weekend, but the East Coast needs to monitor Lee's path for potential direct or indirect impacts next week.
Fox meteorologist Janet Steen there. It's now more than a week since a convicted murderer escaped from prison in Pennsylvania.
Danilo Cavalcante is believed to have been spotted multiple times since his August 31st escape from the Chester County Prison. Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens says he thinks searchers are closing in, but each day Cavalcante evades them raises the risk to residents.
I believe he becomes more desperate. I believe he has always been very dangerous, and I've said that from the start. He's already murdered 2 people, one in Brazil and one here, in a very brutal manner.
People are urged to call police if they spot him and not confront Cavalcante on their own. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former President Trump holds a rally in South Dakota today where he's expected to be endorsed by Governor Kristi Noem. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
A Georgia grand jury report on former President Trump's efforts to overturn election results is due to be released at 10 a.m. Eastern time this morning. He and 18 co-defendants face criminal charges. Florida's highest court is set to hear arguments today on the state's abortion ban.
The 7 justices on the Florida Supreme Court, 5 of whom were appointed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, will listen to arguments presented by the state and Planned Parenthood over the constitutionality of a 15-week abortion ban. It's known as the Heartbeat Bill and was signed into law by DeSantis last year. The arguments are expected to focus on abortion and its link to a constitutional right to privacy. This year, Florida's Republican-controlled legislature passed a new law banning most abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy and would only take effect if the court overturns abortion rights protections in the state. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Man's reported to be in critical condition after a shooting during last night's Lil Baby rap concert in Memphis, Tennessee. He was rushed off stage. The arena was evacuated. Police say they do not know who fired the shots. The defending Super Bowl champions lose the first game of the NFL season.
After a poor start last season, the Lions won 8 of their last 10 games and almost made the playoffs. Thursday night, they picked up where they left off last year, opening the 2023 NFL season with a 21-20 win in Kansas City on a night when the Chiefs unveiled their Super Bowl championship banner. Kansas City was leading 20-14 in the fourth quarter when Detroit put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by a touchdown run by David Montgomery to take the lead. The Chiefs were playing the game without All-Pro tight end Travis Kelce, who was out with a knee injury. That left Patrick Mahomes without his go-to receiver, and the Lions defense held him to just 226 yards passing. I'm Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
Stock futures are lower this morning. The S&P is heading for a losing week right now. The Dow futures are down 50 points. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Will former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan officially ending his embattled political career? Madigan will not seek re-election as the 13th Ward Democratic Committee person, his last remaining and longest held elected office. The 81-year-old elected to office back in 1969. A Jacksonville, Illinois man accused of making threats against President Joe Biden, former President Barack Obama, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on social media. Prosecutors say Adam Mauser posting a series of threatening messages to X last month. He threatened to shoot and kill Biden, Obama, and Clinton. Work underway in Incurabasa Industries' $250 million expanded manufacturing facility in Gilman. Governor Pritzker joined state and local leaders to celebrate the groundbreaking of the project this week. The expansion creating 40 new full-time jobs. Incurabasa is an industry leader in soybean processing. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller. Here's a look at local news. Will former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan officially ending his embattled political career? Madigan will not seek re-election as the 13th Ward Democratic Committee person, his last remaining and longest held elected office. The 81-year-old elected to office back in 1969. A Jacksonville, Illinois man accused of making threats against President Joe Biden, former President Barack Obama, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on social media. Prosecutors say Adam Mauser posting a series of threatening messages to X last month. He threatened to shoot and kill Biden, Obama, and Clinton. Work underway in Incurabasa Industries' $250 million expanded manufacturing facility in Gilman. Governor Pritzker joined state and local leaders to celebrate the groundbreaking of the project this week. The expansion creating 40 new full-time jobs. Incurabasa is an industry leader in soybean processing. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Right, thank you, Jim. We go to our weather on this Friday. It's Mr. Greg Solier. Diane's got the sponsor. That's Carl.
And Carl reminds you need to have the talk, guys, about prostate cancer and see if you're in that higher screening level and, high risk level. Go to carl.org for details.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Meteorologist Greg Solier, I kind of like the feel of this thing, and it's going to look pretty good next week. I think it's high 70s next week, maybe, huh?
Yeah, we'll probably see a little cool spell in the wake of some early week rainfall, I think the bulk of which passes to the west and south of us. But temperatures a little bit shy of normal, but then a recovery as we move on through the second half of the month around here. So folks wanting to enjoy a hint of early autumn, well, your wish is certainly guaranteed and promised and delivered this weekend and early next week. Just a drabble of rain, nothing to get out of control. If you need some dry time to get the back 40 ready to go with harvest, we're seeing some of that in the western Corn Belt areas and then patches in the eastern sections. And unfortunately, from a rainfall standpoint, after this stuff early next week, we continue to move deeper into another extended, very much extended, dry, mild, warm fall season around here. So the dryness and drought factors may be on the increase. Quick check on Lawrence, Kansas weather this morning. There's some shower activity north of Kansas City. They're weeping, I'm sure, after that football game last night. Some activity down into the Ozarks. Should be about 88 this afternoon at Lawrence, with skies brightening this morning, sunshine this afternoon, kickoff at 6:30, and about 81, 82, much like we had it at Memorial Stadium here last Saturday out there for this evening. Back this way, closer to home, 60 at Willard and Savoy, 74 today with a partly sunny sky. Might be a sprinkle on the windshield if you're up towards the Kankakee. Down tonight to 56, sunshine for the weekend, 76 tomorrow, up near 80 on Sunday. Couple of showers, spotty stuff Monday to Tuesday, and a sprinkle Wednesday. Highs near 80 on Monday, then low to mid 70s for Tuesday through Friday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, it would be very large if Illinois could somehow pull off an upset. Looks like the line is 3.
Okay.
It was 3.5. That means people are betting on Illinois.
Kansas seems to score a lot of points. I think the average is like 35 points a game.
They put up a lot. I think we can score on their defense. What can our defense be? What can they do? I don't know. I think it's a coin flip. If we go out there and lose, I don't think people will be shocked. I think, how the game go, what did we do that was really good. What did we do that was a little surprising? I think we were all surprised by the lack of impact of both our offensive and defensive lines last week. Okay, we got the front seven, all that. So that was we'll see what happens. But I think Coach used that because, we're talking about, they're the greatest.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they heard that they didn't have a lot of impact in the Toledo game from the standpoint of what we expected. That expectation thing can be a bugaboo.
Mm-hmm.
So Brett Bielema, just a day or so ago.
Obviously, everything's accelerated today, but I think our guys have handled it really, really well. Today even brought our defense inside because the stadium, we had that blaring as loud as we could with crowd noise. Obviously, a sellout over there. I know they're excited about it. Got their everything from their uniforms to their fan base. Everybody's been making a big deal about this game. Good part is we get to be a part of it, right? So to have a chance to fly over there and play a really good football team. I think our guys are excited. They got good players on both sides of the ball, and it's a kicking game. So from a health standpoint, Matt Bailey's been back with us. He won't be able to play this week, but he'll be back with us, I think, next week. Other than that, everybody came back. T-Strain's been cleared. Practice today from a protocol standpoint there. Isaiah Adams practiced today. Really, that's about it. I don't think there's anybody else in there.
Yeah, by the way, that's pretty good. I mean, you go through a football game and you got everybody back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Matt Bailey next week, so that should help with the Penn State game. So
we should be pretty good. We're going to bring along a couple new faces. Some of the freshmen we've been, especially in the back end with Sabor, Caleb Patterson, Prince Ford.
It's Brett Bielema a couple days ago. So we know that this is going to be a tough game, and we might lose. But if we win,
right,
stand by for some real excitement when it comes to Penn State.
So the NFL season is out of the gate. Detroit kind of sloppy win over Kansas City, 21-20 yesterday.
I mean, it was this drop passes, Kansas City. It was unbelievable.
Montgomery with some momentum to the end zone for the touchdown. David Montgomery behind the strength of the Lions. The offensive line, an extra point away from the lead for Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit won 8 of their last 10 last year. They almost made the playoffs. They kept Green Bay from getting to the playoffs. They went to Lambeau Field and beat them in the last game last year. Dan Campbell, former Saints special teams guy, I think, tight ends coach, Dan Campbell. He's the head coach at the Lions.
Okay.
And, man, tough big guy, and said, I learned nothing about my team tonight. I knew they could do this.
Nice.
So it was Patrick Mahomes is so good, but he does need a little help. No Travis Kelce,
right.
Their second best player.
The knee injury.
And how do the fans feel about Chris Jones, the defensive tackle who sat in the stands because he's not being paid enough?
I see.
Here's a question. If you sign a deal, are you obligated to follow the deal? Or can you say, yeah, the other guy got more, I'm not coming? I mean,
speaking of more, Joe Burrow's deal. Did you hear about the Bengals? $275 million 5-year deal.
$55 million a game.
Wow.
I'm sorry, $55 million a season, but it's like $3 million a game. And he doesn't have to play.
That's insane.
He has $220 million guaranteed. But I mean, Chris Jones, the third best player in Kansas City. They don't run the ball that effectively if he's in there. But he's not coming till you pay me more. Well, you signed the deal that we were going to agree on that, and you agreed, and now you say you want more.
Man, these puts the administration staff in an awkward place,
huh? He'll probably get his money because it's winning and losing, and Patrick Mahomes is stinking great.
Right.
But he had 4 drop balls. One guy, yikes. Wow. Well, he dropped 2 or 3. The one fellow that went off his hands and they got the interception for a touchdown. I mean, that wasn't Patrick Mahomes' fault.
So the Bears and Packers are coming up with a 3:25 kick on Sunday, and Pia's has their patio tailgate watch party with the big screen TV and satellite. So they'll do the brats and the hot dogs and the tenderloins on the patio between noon and 3, and they're giving away a Fields jersey and Bears tickets. So make sure you check that out on Sunday afternoon.
Ought to be a nice thing if you want to win a jersey. Justin Fields, the man up in Chicago.
Absolutely.
They got the easiest schedule in the NFL. They should do better this year. I would expect them to. Okay, I was doing kind of body English watching Adam Wainwright, who did not pitch horribly.
Okay.
It's just the first pitch of the game, Acuna from Atlanta hit the ball 123 miles an hour on a line drive out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, he just crushed it. And Adam gave up 3 in the first, but held on. It was the 5th inning. He got through 5, but the Cardinals are going to have to score 10 runs for him to win.
I see.
Anyway.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals are in Cincinnati tonight, where they'll open a 3-game series with the Reds. Last night, the Redbirds were going for a sweep in Atlanta, but it was not Adam Wainwright's night, and the Braves hit 5 home runs, powering their way to an 8-5 win.
What a display for the Braves and the power department. And Max Fried was tough, too. He got a quality start for Atlanta. Cardinals gave him a finish, a terrific at-bat after another in the 9th inning. 7 at-bats in a row, in fact, and a couple of really good defensive plays for Atlanta sealed the victory.
And it was a 2-run homer by Travis d'Arnaud in the 7th inning as their catcher, who caught just 1 game, came up with a hit that put the game away.
They have a very deep lineup, and it showed yesterday.
Tonight, the Cardinals have Drew Rom returning to a city where he was born, 0-2 for the Redbirds. Andrew Abbott, 8-4, a left-hander for the Reds. On the air at 4:45 Central. Ricky will bring you the lineups at 5:30. I'll bring you the first pitch at 5:40.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Arizona over the Cubs 6-2. I felt like the Cubs had such momentum going with all the hits and all that.
Arizona's right there, though.
They were kind of due for a flat game, is my point.
Well, Arizona is right there competing for one of those wild card spots, and it's a real melee down there. Now, the Cubs seem to be safely ahead by 3 full games for that second wild card spot, but you just got to get out there every day and try and win them. That's for sure.
It's a 1:20 start at Wrigley with Jamison Talon on the mound. Chicago White Sox start a series against Detroit with a 5:40 start. Of course, we've got lots of high school football to look forward to. And when it comes to Illinois volleyball, Notre Dame came out on top. So now they'll continue with the tournament against Oklahoma at 5 o'clock today. And Coco Golf. Did you hear about this weird, Coco's into the finals, but there was a 50-minute delay because a protester glued his feet to the floor.
Uh-huh.
And the police had to remove him somehow.
Or you just tear the skin off and take him away.
Wow.
That'll hurt, but that's dumb. So you just peel his, you don't do anything like, you don't take solvent, you grab the guy and rip his feet. Come on. That's ridiculous. You get what you tolerate, Diane. If you don't do that, everybody will glue their feet.
I guess.
Because you have to listen to me because I'm unhappy about whatever I was unhappy about. It's so bad.
Okay.
Weather brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And they remind you next week on the 15th, the Wandale Sculpture Garden celebrating the 25th anniversary. And the Jazz Walk will also happen at Meadowbrook Park, all between 3:30 and 7. So put a star on your calendar to participate. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity, and a very delightful spell of September weather continues on across the area. Next, mention of any organized shower activity, bulk of which will pass to the west and south due into the first half of next week. Hey, it's a 6:30 kickoff at Lawrence, Kansas for this evening. They'll top out this afternoon into the upper 80s, but in the drier air, settle back down to around 81, 82 at kickoff time, 6:30 this evening, and then 70s thereafter. Clear skies and a light northeast wind. Again for Kansas and Illinois football out there at Lawrence, Kansas. Back this way, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. We'll level off with a few clouds tonight to 56. Weekend forecast is a good-looking one and a fine-feeling one at 76 tomorrow. Up near 80 on Sunday and Monday. Monday to Tuesday, a couple of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Will cool Tuesday to about 73. A sprinkle next Wednesday at 72, and then low to mid-70s for next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
UC Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. UC Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple shares appear to have stopped their slide today. This week's sell-off followed a ban on the use of iPhones and other foreign-owned smartphones at work by Chinese government officials and others. Analyst Dan Ives at Wedbush says he believes the reaction is overblown because in a worst-case scenario, it involves 500,000 iPhones there, and Wedbush predicts 45 million will be sold in China over the next year. Aviation parts supplier Spirit Aerosystems wants its clients Boeing and Airbus to pay more because it says inflation makes its contracts unsustainable. Airbus says it's dealing with wage inflation, part shortages, and more scrutiny from regulators, so it needs to reopen contracts. Spirit Aerosystems says it's already cut costs. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is a company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their number one priority. All right, Brother Johnny coming up on this Friday, 7:23. Hopefully, Griff Jenkins, Fox News television anchor and reporter. That's expected in the 8 o'clock hour, we're hoping.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs banging on that drum and everybody doing the tomahawk chop.
War chant action.
I'm just going, okay, so, that's professional. Well, what about the Seminoles down in Florida?
I know.
All of that stuff is very confusing to the semi-intelligent people that say, wait a minute, was the chief that racist and bad and bigoted and all that stuff? Was it? Then why do we allow Redskins? What the heck? I mean, that's kind of a derogatory. All right, so they quit that.
Right.
But the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, go ahead and see how that works in Kansas City. Tell them they can't do the tomahawk chop anymore. See how that goes for you. Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, George Soros was behind getting rid of the Redskins name.
Okay.
He funded all of that.
I see.
So I think it was the chief was
and
probably
now it's just Washington or
the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and Cleveland has switched to the Guardians as far as their baseball team, no longer the Indians.
Yeah. But Soros funded the Redskins. It's been revealed. Don't think he had anything to do with the chief of Illinois, but who knows? I don't know. But I just know, and with the guy protesting, gluing his feet to the tennis floor, he's at the U.S. Open. He's on the court and he glued his feet.
Yeah, I don't know.
And what was he protesting? What was the problem?
I should look it up. I was just
glued his feet down, and Stevie Jay would have had the security remove him immediately and forget about the feet. They'll heal. And if you're going to be that stupid and dumb and inconsiderate what others are trying to do.
One protester of the four glued his bare feet to the concrete floor.
Okay, then that's going to hurt a lot.
So 50-minute disruption.
50?
From 4 environmental activists.
Why was it a 50-minute disruption? They had to probably say, well, don't tear his skin.
Right.
Well,
They all had shirts that read, "End fossil fuels."
Well, you are. You're doing a good job of it. Gas prices are high, and it's intentional. It's not helping the earth because you got China, India, and everyone else, and now we are dependent on other people to get our gas.
Medical personnel needed to safely remove that person.
Unbelievable.
It was a bit challenging.
Unbelievable.
Not like a typical day, said Golf.
Am I being mean by saying I wouldn't have done that?
Right.
I'd have tore the skin off his feet because you can't. What if somebody does
Tough for the crowd and golf and the tennis players.
I'm just saying,
to see all that.
It take 2 seconds. You get two big guys and rip it. If somebody does that on the Dan Ryan, glue their feet down, would you tear the skin off the bottom of their feet, or would you take 50 minutes and block traffic for 10 miles? What would you do? I'd tear the skin off the guy's feet. Am I being mean? Is Stevie J too mean? 217-359-2255. Or should we get medical personnel, take an hour, and safely have the solvent so it doesn't, this might cause a rash. I hope this doesn't hurt you too much, and way to go to stand up for what you believe, Billy. Good job.
Wow.
We are absolutely lost our mind. Okay, we're going to break. I just can't believe you would take an hour out of the U.S. Open. Everybody has to we have to re-warm up. You have to redo everything.
That's what Coco Gauff was saying. It was hard to figure out how to conserve the energy and the momentum of the game and all of that. One protester said the group wanted the U.S. Open to be accountable because of the global warming.
Please be candid. Some of you are not big fans, but you kind of check out what I'm saying every day, and that's fine.
That's right.
We love you. But what would you have done if somebody glued their feet to concrete to disrupt the U.S. Open? I say, two big fellows, take them off. Going to hurt like heck. It'll heal eventually. Next time, don't glue your feet to cement at the U.S. Open. It's fine to peacefully protest as long as you're not absolutely stopping progress for humans trying to do something legitimate like play a game. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. 217-359-2255. Please be candid. Let me know. 728.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over Central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Class A CDL drivers. Gail Frericks Trucking wants to invite you to join our team and get a taste of what it's like to work with a team that cares about you, your home time, and your professional growth as well as your paycheck. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstadt inviting you to join us as we continue building the company you would have started if you knew then what you know now. Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. Our drivers are pre-dispatched, make a guaranteed minimum gross pay of $1,200 per week, have paid vacations and benefits, and are home every weekend and sometimes during the week for quality family time. Our openings are limited, so don't miss your opportunity with the top-paying trucking company in the area, Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. The days are getting longer, and our customers are booking us up with freight. Gail Frericks Trucking. 765-793-7131 or email timo@gftlog.com.
When Ross went out, I always told him to be careful, and that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Did you know the Anita Purvis Nature Center is a home for live animals? Stop by the Nature Center. View the turtles, owls, snakes, and salamanders. These were orphaned or injured animals who wouldn't be able to survive in the wild, but they help educate the public at the Nature Center. Sponsor an educational animal for as little as $15 a month. And make sure that animal has good food, housing, and medical care. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Air Force One carrying President Biden to the G20 summit in India will touch down soon in New Delhi. Hurricane Lee, a monster.
Not often that you see a Category 5 like this in the Atlantic. Probably one of the most intense hurricanes that we have seen.
Fox senior meteorologist Janice Dean, it is expected to pass safely north of the Caribbean islands, but winds could reach 180 miles per hour at some point today. King Charles honoring his mom, Queen Elizabeth, on the first anniversary of her death, recalling her devotion and her service to the nation while in London's Hyde Park. A cannon salute on his accession day. Elizabeth died at 96 at Balmoral Castle, her Scottish summer retreat, after a 70-year reign. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the governor kicking off the new school year. He marked the occasion by visiting Fairview Elementary School in Springfield, along with Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona and Illinois State Board of Education Superintendent Tony Sanders. All three took a tour of the after-school programs. Illinois Department of Public Health awarding $249,000 grant to a Peoria hospital. The funding given to OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois used to improve statewide pediatric emergency and disaster readiness capabilities. The grant will support several initiatives, including assessment of hospital disaster plans and identifying and addressing disparities in emergency and disaster care for children. Champaign Fire is holding the annual 911 Memorial Ceremony Monday. The ceremony will take place at the northeast corner of West Side Park of the Champaign Fire and Police Memorial. The public is invited to attend the event. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. And overall, a pretty comfortable, easy-going spell of late summertime weather continues on. Next, a mention of any organized rainfall will pass primarily west and south of us, but it's the forecast for early to mid next week. And that pleasant temperature pattern will continue on thereafter. And out at Lawrence, Kansas for football this evening, 6:30 kickoff. Light north-northeast wind, generally clear skies, and temperatures will top out in the upper 80s this afternoon, should be into the lower 80s at kickoff. Back here closer to home, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. A north breeze, partly cloudy tonight, 56 for the weekend. Sunshine and 76 tomorrow, 79 to 80 with a partly cloudy Sunday. A couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm due in here for Monday and Tuesday, and a sprinkle on Wednesday. Will turn a bit cooler. Monday's high up around 80 with highs into the lower 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, it's football season. We love hearing this theme. Monday Night Football is going to be a good one. Buffalo at the New York Jets, and the new Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Unbelievable upset. Well, it wasn't unbelievable. Big upset last night, I think, with Detroit going into Kansas City and winning with a shorthanded Kansas City team. Travis Kelce got a knee issue, did not play. That's the second best player in Kansas City. Third best player in Kansas City, Chris Jones, tackle that wants more money, even though he has a deal, was in the stands. And there's no way Detroit runs the football the way they were running it last night. With Chris Jones is in there, who's kind of a Super Bowl hero. He made some big plays in their win last year. It's Brother Johnny in New Orleans. Johnny, did you happen to see that Kansas City and Detroit game at all?
I can tell you, I think number 19's name is Tony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he slept very well, Steve. You know why? Because I couldn't sleep after watching him. The guy dropped three game-winning passes. You have to catch one out of those three passes, and they win the game. Let's just not even discuss the bounce off the chest, right in the chest, over his head somehow. How does the ball even go over his head into the defensive back's arm, who scored the touchdown? ball game. But then he dropped one at the end, and he turned his hands wrong, Steve, if you remember that play. And the poor guy dropped 3.
Brutal.
And,
now they catch the ball, they probably win with a field goal. I mean, that was down there.
He catches that
over. Yeah.
third one, third one, which would have made up for the other 2. But the guy's not a bad receiver, I don't think. But man,
I
probably would have stalked a little bit there, Steve.
Christian reminded me that was the same guy that blitzed the Saints last year. So
I know he can play. That's just, but you know, like you say, they had a couple guys missing, but those passes were key. The real story is Detroit's good.
Yeah,
they're
are.
a good football team.
They are.
And I think they were coming on strong last year, and then you've got Dan Campbell coaching, who's doing a good job. And Goff, you know, he's not... You know, he's there, but he's not, you know what I mean? He's just at the fringe of the top tier.
But they've got a great offensive line, it appears. Jared Goff.
That could put him up. So look out for Detroit. They got to be a happy team. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They can win at Kansas City on the opener with or without Kelsey.
You know,
they can beat anybody.
You just have to really applaud Detroit, Michigan. You can't get a ticket to their games anymore. You have to go on the road if you want to watch them. And then another thought of mine, I watch all those Detroit Lion fans in Kansas City. Now, this is the unfurling of the Super Bowl banner and everything. How did they get tickets, and who's got the life to go to Kansas City and watch your team play?
Well, it's not for any Super Bowl banner, I guarantee you, because they've never won one.
Yeah, right.
I got to pull for a team like that. I mean, I've been there with the 43 years without a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints, and it's pretty fun if you follow your team and they win one for the first time. It's an amazing thing.
All right.
I mean, after that long.
It's Brother Johnny, New Orleans, on the Tapman's Towing phone line. So Diane brought up the U.S. Open tennis, and 4 environmentalists apparently were protesting fossil fuels, and they're doing a good job with that because gas prices are rising, and we're dependent on other countries like they want, so we don't buy gasoline-powered cars, I guess. So anyway, one of the protesters glues their feet to the concrete enough to stop play at the U.S. Open, and then it took an hour with medical personnel safely removing the glue from the bottom. I said I'd take 2 big guys and rip the feet off the concrete. Was that too big?
I don't think... Now, see, I wouldn't have done that. But I sure wouldn't... Unless he was standing there, he was standing in the middle of the court, why would you stop play?
It looks like it's an upper tier.
I don't have any idea why he'd stop.
I don't know why they would stop.
idea.
I mean, they are standing up and
unless
hollering.
they're yelling, screaming.
They are.
Okay.
So they won. It was worth it. His feet will be fine, and they stopped the play. Why would you stop play, Diane? That doesn't make any sense.
And now they're clearing out the section on the YouTube that I'm watching of this incident.
Clearing out the section?
Yeah.
But
it's like
I mean,
3 levels up.
So I was too brutal, too mean to suggest your skin will heal. You can't do it. I just think that's ridiculous. Muhammad listener, you are right. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Bart from Oakwood, I would do the same, Stevie, but what would Jesus do?
What would Jesus
do? I mean, what would you think there, Johnny? I mean, is that, but for...
First of all, here's what I would have done. I would have said, be careful, don't try to pull those up. We'll catch you after this is over. So he could stand there and watch the thing till they're done.
Well, what if they scream? What if they yell?
Well, okay, I don't know what you do about that.
Yeah, can you get like a phone booth thing and just put it over the person?
We call out the soundproof room. But at tennis, you're supposed to be quiet. Like golf, you can't have a guy.
Yeah, I see. He's screaming and he's
with a few others.
Well, that's the difference. Now I'm getting the picture. So if he's up there screaming, maybe you do have a tee and you keep him out. But they probably were screaming before it happened. That's interesting. Well, you got to give him credit for creativity.
But back to what would Jesus do about people blocking roads and people protesting what they think is righteous. I mean, it's you just I don't.
He wouldn't want you to rip his feet out, but I don't know. You try to talk sense into the people.
Right.
And do you arrest them? Do they get arrested for this kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. But nobody's charged with anything anymore, so you're let go. So I'm sure that.
Yeah.
All right, so I overreacted. I ripped this guy's feet off. It's just so frustrating that if I go glue my feet up at the Dan Ryan in Chicago and somehow don't get run over and I stop traffic for an hour, that's not right to do that to other people. I don't know.
That's true, and there's a lot of things that aren't right going on, and it's unfortunately many of the people protesting for justice are the most unjust of all of us. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Well, I find that the people that say hate doesn't live here, hate kind of lives there.
Right.
So
yeah.
The coexist bumper sticker next to the unseat Rodney Davis.
Yeah, exactly. All right, ESPN 93.5. You always text us 217-359-2255. I sin every day, so anyway. All right, so here's the whole Donald Trump capsule with Bill Maher, liberal, who calls out the wokeness in people, and really does, but he's pretty liberal. He's on with Joe Rogan, and they're discussing Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Who would be worse? And this I think encapsulates, again, I disagree with all of it, but it capsules what is out there when you're talking about Trump versus Biden.
I always said this in the beginning. It all comes back to he is a clinical case of malignant narcissism. It's not just a quirk. It's actually in the big book of crazy, that.
Right.
I mean, it's a real thing, and it affects everything he thinks and does. It's why foreign leaders were able to curry favor with him. All they had to do was kiss his ass, and they got whatever they wanted. Do I really think that he wants to help Russia and Putin? I think Putin had him as soon as he said, Trump is a brilliant man. Good, you got me. It doesn't take that much. He's a dangerous guy. The idea that he could be president again, as opposed to Joe Biden, again, Joe Biden, not my first choice, not my 100th choice, but the other guy is a crazy, stupid criminal.
Okay, so what's your reaction to Bill Maher there, Johnny?
I don't know where he gets that. I was living during Trump's administration, and I've heard him talk a lot. I'm sure he's as arrogant as some of our sports athletes, as confident as some of the bigger leaders, and he wants his ways. That's all of them. You should know some of these guys. But as far as a dangerous guy, there was no war. What do you think Ukraine is? I think that's very dangerous if you're around there. It wrecked the entire country. Probably wouldn't happen with Trump, and he's saying he's dangerous. And is he crazy? Whew, I don't think he's crazy. What did he do wrong? He closed our border. He had the economy humming. He made better deals with China, for example. He did at least delay Iran's nuclear program and made them understand, listen, we're not going to stand by and take it. And some people who wanted to push America a little further didn't like him. A lot of the leaders didn't like him. You can't ask NATO to pay for our defense. You got more money than we do. That kind of thing. I didn't see any of it. We had independent energy in 2 years. I didn't see what was he dangerous about it, except he was going to wreck the Democratic program to take us to socialism. If you want socialism, he's dangerous. But if you want to be free, you need a guy like that, especially right now. I don't know how you stop these people. It isn't going to be from those guys whimpering about Trump. What did he do? What did you see, Steve? What did you see that Trump was so dangerous? I didn't see it.
Well, I saw a guy whose policies I liked a lot, and I think it's the ultimate doctorate thesis on is it important to be liked?
What did he do that made you think he was crazy?
Well, I think it's just people are turned off by, I had the largest at my inauguration, silly stuff that got into weeks of coverage.
Well, wait a second. That's not to say I had more people at my inauguration. Obama isn't dangerous. And he shut up about it when he saw the aerials.
Pictures,
but,
yeah.
You know, those kinds of things.
Well, I think people look at that and say he's dangerous because he wants to be the king. He wants to. It's all his way.
Wait, what do you think Joe Biden did? he sold out just to be the king. He wanted to be president, so he'll read anything they tell him to read, say anything they tell him to say. I'm just telling you, what do I think? I have no idea how you can live and observe it to any level at all and come up with that conclusion.
January 6th, insurrection!
He didn't even do that. They don't have that story right.
Yeah.
And
but the people that believe that think that we're totally off our rockers.
Well, wait a second. I saw the clips of Trump, and they're saying, look what he said. And he says, you have a right to go protest peacefully. Then he came out after the thing was going low. He says, you need to go home. Oh, look what he's doing. He's stoking. He said, what? He says, you need to go home. And they say, look what he's doing. He's stoking the fire. That doesn't look like stoking the fire to me. And I don't think I'm crazy, but let me tell you, between me and those two guys that you just played, one of us is nuts. But that's just it.
But I'm saying though, if you should never harbor hate ever. It's bad for you. It's bad for your soul. You never harbor hate on anything, anybody. I prefer prayer if you've got problems. But there are people that look at Trump, and there is a fist-clenching hatred that you can't stand.
Well, that happens to other leaders. I think that's true of Biden, Obama, Bush. But and I don't know where those people come from. But as far as Trump, I just don't. Other than the 24/7 complete just persecution and attack on the man for anything and everything, most of which we found wasn't true, and I don't get it. And so another thing, Steve, what's so hateful about going in front of a church the protesters start on fire with the Bible, basically saying God is in control? I don't think that's hateful.
Yeah. Well, it's out there from the standpoint of, this. That's why I think Biden will get votes over Trump, because they hate Trump. It isn't about his policies. It's about...
Well, that's already happened once. I think there's a lot of people that won't vote for either one of them.
Yeah.
And Trump wins that. And then I think there's a lot of people who didn't vote, but their vote was counted. So that's a whole other issue. But I think you're right. I think there's a lot of people that can't stand Trump, but it's not because of Trump. It's because of the image that's been created through social media, the main media.
Yeah.
And then you can do the clips. You've seen the edited clips of Trump. You can make somebody look pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and that's what they've done for 7 years. So I'm more for Trump now than I was before, because I'm not caving to that kind of deception. I don't care who Trump is. If you're going to do that to a person, I'm supporting them because I like the underdog.
Here's the text coming in, 217. We have our head in the sand. Joe says, I can't vote for either one of these guys. Ted says, actually take a look at all the people in his cabinet. You'll see how they're all connected. They represent...
Who?
They represent division. They have division, racial, political, sexual platforms, a division to manipulate our economy. So was
that Trump or Biden?
They're talking about Biden, and that all this cabinet. It's all about racial division.
Right, I got you. And I think the guys that couldn't vote for either one of them is a pretty broad group of people, actually. But again, that's good for Trump, because those people did vote for Biden last time. They never could vote for Trump. Now they won't vote for Biden either. And I get it. I mean, you can rationally argue, I don't like either one of them, but I don't know if you can argue that Trump was bad for America. I don't. You can say it, but boy, if you look at the numbers, if you try to be a little objective and not get emotionally involved, Trump did very well for this country.
217 says, laughter boosts your immune system, hugs boost your immune system, sharing boosts your immune system, smiling boosts your immune system. 1 minute of anger and hate weakens the immune system for 4 to 5 hours. So
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Good point. That's a good point. I agree, and I like to laugh and I like to hug.
No, it is, and yet you're hearing this stuff out there that just isn't correct. You can say they're lying, whatever. It's not correct. And what they're saying is from the White House a lot of times. Karine Jean-Pierre, wow, some of that stuff just isn't accurate. So,
well, Steve, what I've learned to do as an engineer is when you're testing a theory, you take it to an extreme. Does it work at this extreme or that extreme? And let's look at the progressives, and there's a great test. You've heard it before. If you think that a guy should be able to play on a women's team, win the national championship, then go in the locker room with his trophy and watch the girls undress, when if the girls say anything, they may be off the team. If you get to that point, you're right, progressivism doesn't work. Those people are wrong. That's so wrong, they're probably wrong about everything else, which they generally are. And so that's a good test. I mean, I'm not obsessed with the issue. I'm obsessed with the fact that how can you trust people that would come to the conclusion that that's okay? That's my question.
No, I can't possibly explain away why it's okay for.
And most people listen. Well, I don't agree with that, but I still can't stand Trump. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's.
But wait a minute. Go back to who are those people that came to that conclusion? They're also telling you that the world's going to end in 10 years from climate change, and have been saying that for 20 years.
No. It's,
I mean,
what's happened? And keep in mind, for 50 full years, we have emphasized Title IX, the opportunity for women to play sports, and now we have guys deciding they're not women, beating them in their sport.
Well, and you would always have that if you let them, which we let them. But here's the thing: the NCAA, Sports Illustrated, it's like, that's okay. This is great. What courage it took to switch from being the 461st best swimmer in the men's group to number one. I mean, that didn't take any courage, but it took a lot of nerve. Another good test is, why would you scrap our independent energy program when you have not shown that we're producing the main cause of climate change? We're not as warm as the Roman warming period. We're not as warm as the Middle Age warming period. And we're reaching the peak of this warming period. It's like a sine wave, a cycle. And yes, we're contributing a little bit, but we should not have scrapped our energy program. We paid Putin for how many months when he was launching his war, because we didn't have the oil because we canceled the pipeline. Just that one pipeline, and we wouldn't have had buy oil from Russia. And then had we kept our program, we might have been able to help Europe, who could have deterred Russia. Now they've wrecked Ukraine, and we're spending all our money defending them after they've already lost their country. I mean, it's those same people don't think the girls should complain if there's a guy in the dressing room.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Keep putting yourself back to square one so you can stay connected to some sort of reality and grounding, so you can make the right call, because it's all our own perceptions, like you say.
There's a lot of...
You have to know to survive, you have to understand reality, and that starts with, there is a reality. Look for it.
Brother Johnny down in New Orleans, a passionate day today. We had some good stuff here. By the way, the worst for me was Afghanistan. What we did for generations of people and what we did to leave them there was unconscionable. We left our weapons there. Horrible strategy. Pulled out. Lost 13 brave souls of our own team. Just despicable how they handled the withdrawal of Afghanistan. That started the whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing too. That was all because of Afghanistan.
We launched the Taliban on the Afghanis. We have no idea the carnage there.
No
idea. And there again, Trump wanted out, but he wasn't going to turn the Taliban loose. And it kind of stalled with the 25. I think we had 2,500 people over there, and he was working on it. But that's not a dangerous man. Pulling out like Biden was extremely dangerous. And don't forget about the $80 billion worth of weaponry.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. How many lives will we lose from American lives with that? We'll never know. $80 billion in stuff. What are we doing?
Well, not just the billions in the hardware. They've got the technology that's on it. And that's where you really lose out, because they study those machines and they find out what we're doing. So it's just nothing but bad stuff when you start thinking about some of those events.
Brother Johnny, New Orleans, we appreciate you. Thank you for Friday's visit. And away we go. Illinois plays tonight at 6:30 in Lawrence, Kansas, against the Jayhawks, who are 3-point favorites. Can we beat Kansas?
Wait a second. It's Friday night.
Friday night. It's a Friday night game.
Okay, short week. And but we had a big boost with a good moral victory and a pretty good game. We didn't play well in the first half, and we need to start out a little earlier. You need to start playing ball early.
And they've got a sellout over there in Lawrence. A big deal for the Jayhawks.
Are they supposed to be any good this year?
Yeah, they won a
Kansas?
bowl game last year. They got a terrific They got two quarterbacks. One is exceptional. He's supposed to play tonight because he had injury issues last year. So they're going to score on me. But again, let's hope that we can stay with them.
And we have your.
Well, our defense is supposed to be good. Maybe they'll start to gel. What's the station that's being broadcast?
It'll be on ESPN2 at 6:30.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
We got your Saints and Titans, Jaguars and Colts, and Bears and Packers
How about
on
that?
Sunday.
Go Jaguars for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Over
I
the
think
Colts?
the Jags are good, and I think the Bears are going to be. We got to keep an eye on those Bears this year.
Colts got issues, and sorry, I'm rooting for Jacksonville, my local guy. So, can the Saints beat Tennessee?
Right.
I mean,
yes, but will we? Don't know.
yeah. Right. And then Bears Packers, you won't have a guy in Chicago saying I own you, but Packers are better than you think. So we'll see.
All right.
All right,
Here
Johnny,
we are.
thank
NFL.
you. Yeah, let's
All right,
go.
thanks.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Diane.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Johnny.
have a good one.
Appreciate it. ESPN 93.5. Meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity, and a very delightful spell of September weather continues on across the area. Next mention of any organized shower activity, bulk of which will pass to the west and south due into the first half of next week. Hey, it's a 6:30 kickoff at Lawrence, Kansas for this evening. They'll top out this afternoon into the upper 80s, but in the drier air, settle back down to around 81, 82 at kickoff time, 6:30 this evening, and then 70s thereafter. Clear skies and a light northeast wind. Again for Kansas and Illinois football out there at Lawrence, Kansas. Back this way, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. We'll level off with a few clouds tonight to 56. Weekend forecast is a good-looking one and a fine-feeling one at 76 tomorrow. Up near 80 on Sunday and Monday. Monday to Tuesday, a couple of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Will cool Tuesday to about 73. A sprinkle next Wednesday at 72, and then low to mid-70s for next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Over 60 years later, Frasca is committed to providing the best simulation equipment available with superior quality and a personal approach to service and support. Would you like to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for an accountant, a CNC machinist, manufacturing and electrical engineer, electronics design associate, and customer service support. Positions for software, aeronautical, mechanical engineer, and machine shop finisher are also available. Positions include an extraordinary benefits package. The perfect fit will enjoy full-time benefits with paid time off, holidays, a 401k, and a Monday through Friday schedule. For details, call 217-344-9200. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more about the application process at frasca.com/careers.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Douglas mini splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hurricane Lee's picking up steam. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. It's the 13th storm ever measured at this strength this far out in the Atlantic.
Hurricane Lee is now a Category 5 storm with sustained winds at 165 miles an hour. The storm is still in the middle of the Atlantic, generally heading northwest towards the Bahamas, but the forecast track is still uncertain. Lee will begin to cause dangerous surf starting this weekend in the Lesser Antilles. By Sunday, Lee will be causing life-threatening rip currents along the U.S. East Coast. Tropical storm Margot is still in the eastern Atlantic and is expected to strengthen in the coming days. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
An American trapped in a cave in Turkey is thanking the Turkish government for the quick response that he says saved his life.
Crews say Mark Dickey suddenly began to suffer gastrointestinal bleeding while on the expedition roughly 3,000 feet underground. Doctors treating Dickey in the cave say his vomiting had stopped and he's finally been able to eat some food. Besides being difficult to navigate, cave temperatures at these depths is around 39 degrees.
Fox's Sean Langelo, a regional disaster official, says the rescue operation will last at least 3 or 4 days. In about an hour, we expect to get a report on the investigation into former President Trump's efforts to change election results in Georgia. He and 18 co-defendants face criminal charges.
The report is expected to give more details into the special grand jury's investigation into former President Donald Trump and the 18 others it indicted. Fulton County, Georgia Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney released some of the report in February, including a section in which the grand jurors expressed concerns that one or more witnesses may have lied under oath and urged prosecutors to seek charges for perjury.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. President Biden lands in India this hour for the G20 World Leaders Summit starting tomorrow. He meets with India's Prime Minister Modi one-on-one today. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Gas prices nationwide are down from a week and a month ago, but drivers across the central part of the U.S. are bracing for a spike.
The average price at the pump nationwide for regular unleaded, around $3.80 per gallon, and set to skyrocket between 50 cents and $1 in the coming days for drivers in Oklahoma, Missouri, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Kansas, about a week ahead of the switch to a winter gas blend.
Whether it is because of a squeeze on supply that was unanticipated or if it was a refinery issue that hasn't come to light yet, the way the market's reacting is very panicked.
Gas Buddies Patrick DeHaan.
If it was me, I'd be filling my tank up and then just kind of battening down the hatches.
He also says the EPA could squash the gas price hike by waiving the weight to the cheaper winter fuel blend. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Apple is urging customers to update their mobile devices right away.
A security update, iOS version 16.6.1, will patch 2 newly discovered security vulnerabilities in their operating systems, which could allow hackers to plant software code to give them unauthorized access to the devices. Researchers at the University of Toronto's Citizen Lab say the flaw is being actively exploited to deliver the commercial Pegasus spyware to Apple devices. There is also a patch for the Apple Watch.
Fox's Jack Callahan. A New Jersey man says, "Arrest me, please."
27-year-old Cody Ziegler came to the attention of Hackettstown, New Jersey cops when they looked out the window of the police station and saw him sitting on top of a police car, holding a meth pipe. When officers approached him, they were stunned to hear him beg them to take him to jail. The cops deciding to accommodate his request, booking him on narcotics possession and disorderly conduct charges. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Stock futures are flat ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street, and I'm Chris Foster. Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Macon County Sheriff's Office investigating after a bomb threat made towards the county jail Wednesday. The caller did not provide any specifics about the threat nor information that would give a physical location. After about 30 minutes of search, that threat deemed a false alarm. Muhammad Restaurant going through some major changes after 48 years of operation. Hen House will temporarily close September 30th. It comes after a change in ownership after its original owner died last month. Longtime Hen House employee disclosed the restaurant will be completely remodeled. History made Saturday at Memorial Stadium. The Fighting Illini defeated Toledo, and they did so in front of the largest crowd in over a decade. Nearly 49,000 people packed into the stadium for the Illini season opener. The last time the stadium saw such attendance was in 2010. The single game attendance mark was not the only record broken. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Well, that's exciting to hear. Soye, of course, had plenty of tailgate good food last Saturday when you were here. But I tell you what, if we win tonight, we'll be over 50.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people.
I think we'll set a new record a week from now.
I mean, man, again, this goes back to that 40-year anniversary. But back then, we were 70 to 75,000 in that range. And then we built the, colonnade
and
stuff. Suites and all the things. So we lost 15,000 seats. So it's a capacity now in Memorial Stadium is only 60. So they might have to think about, if we're going to grow this, that's not near enough. I mean, Ohio State is 108. I think Michigan's 110. If we aspire to do that, you're going to have to build a bigger boat or something.
Yeah, I would add that I think those seats in the east side where you have the upper deck. Yeah. You'd have to maybe remove that or move that up or somehow to get a better, perspective of the upper portions and scoreboards of the stadium. Yeah, if you did it, you'd have to do it big time.
Yeah, you couldn't see much underneath. Were you underneath the thing? Was that?
Yeah, but we had side monitors and some view of the scoreboard and a nice breeze. That sure helped as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
But there were folks that actually were in some of those seats in the far back rows, kind of scattered around. So there was some seating up there with the capacity that we had here.
Let's hope that's a problem. How about that? Let's hope that we just don't have.
Well said.
Yeah. We'd like to figure that out. All right, meteorologist Greg Solier. I guess weather forecast for Lawrence, Kansas tonight, and what do we look like in Champaign-Urbana for our weekend, friend?
Yeah, they've got some shower activity east of Kansas City right now, moving away from them, and pretty comfortable morning out there. They are at 63 now at Lawrence, and some shower activity down to the Ozarks, everything moving from northwest to southeast. Nothing but clear skies to their north and west, so we'll anticipate a clear sky this evening. Kickoff at 6:30 after topping out around 80, 78, 80 this afternoon, but humidity will come on down. The dew points will come on down. There ought to be a fairly quick drop-off of temperatures there, probably somewhere just a hair above the lower 80s to start and 70s for the rest of the ball game. If you are traveling back by road or even by air out of there late Saturday and or Sunday, there will be some showers and thunderstorms back in there on their move back into east central Illinois as well. So anticipate that with your travel plans. Here locally, 65 at Willett and Savoy right now, 64 at Rantoul. Some breaks of the overcast, even a couple of sprinkles off of Lake Michigan into parts of Kankakee County, northwest Indiana. A partly sunny day today. Afternoon temperatures across the area expected to to be pretty comfortable for the time of year. Should top out generally into the lower 70s, 7 or 8 degrees below average, but nice drier air tonight means we'll bottom out in the upper 50s. And for the weekend, not bad at all, with low to mid 70s tomorrow, upper 70s expected come Sunday, up near 80 on Monday. We're dry for the weekend, lots of sunshine, and that Plains States weather system passes mainly west and south of us, maybe a stray shower between Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures will cool back in the low to mid 70s, and we're back into dry mode, and extended dry mode begins the middle and late portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, thank you, Greg. 217 texture. I think the plan is to rebuild the South Horseshoe.
Okay.
Closer to the field and then double deck.
I see.
That would get us some more seating. I don't know how many thousands sit in the Horseshoe.
Right.
Probably quite a few.
And, that other Horseshoe is especially the band now. And it used to be back in the day that was a place you could sit, too.
Back in the day, there was nothing there. Back in the day, people used to go to Impey and stand on the hill and watch it for no money.
Oh.
That's back in the day.
Okay.
Anybody remember when Memorial Stadium was open on the north end? It was just open. You had a gate. You had to come through the gate, but you can see through the gate, so you didn't have to pay.
Oh, wow.
You were a little girl when I was.
I guess so.
Anyway, it was wide open, but I remember we used to call it Cheapskate Hill because they'd stand on a little hill at Impey and watch the ball game for free. And I said, wait a minute, I paid $1 to get in here. High school kids could get in for $1.
Right.
And then back then, you could go wherever you want because there were no real demand.
Right.
We didn't have any demand for Illinois football tickets outside the early 60s when we went to the Rose Bowl. After that, it kind of went south. And then the 70s were okay. Bob Blackman came in, was 5-6, 6-5 pretty much every year, but lost to Ohio State and Michigan. And then Gary Moeller came in, and it was really open seating then. And then Mike White came in, and then the California wave hit us, and we started believing, and all these fancy California kids with their cool hair were coming in, and boom, the 80s belonged to the Illini.
Till Grayton.
Well, that was quite an era. And then, some recruiting issues a couple of times, and Mike was out in 87, and John Makovic, that was real good because Jeff George, and then Lou Tepper. Gosh, I've been here for all of them. Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thanks for sharing your history, Stevie. Appreciate that.
We'll see if we can get more seats because I'm going to say we're going to need them. That's my guess, which is great. To actually think about capacity, and I think they probably need to do a little refurbishing on the east side. I think they're planning that too. Because the east side's kind of old and different from the west side. Bathrooms aren't quite as nice, all that stuff.
I know. I was living it last week, but all good for East Siders. And, the tailgating action was so fun. And when Greg was on, we were talking about Tim Onstadt and how great his food was. It looks like he's getting set up in Mount Vernon, Indiana. Meat inspection, ready to start trimming. He is good to go as he has another round with his smoker and grilling yesterday. On with us yesterday on ESPN 93.5 with some tips about using a fishing tool to get off the...
It's a catfish scaler, and it takes the back off the ribs very quickly.
Right.
So that was our tip. We have a smoke show with Tim on Thursdays now.
Yeah.
At 8:35 every Thursday. If you have grilling questions, that's what we're doing now. All right, it is 8:13. We jump to our morning sports. ESPN 93.5.
Well, not so much for the local teams this time around. We've had a lot of wins this week, which has been great. But yesterday, St. Louis was beat by Atlanta 8-5. We'll have a 5:40 start from Cincinnati with Drew Rahm on the mound. I'm not sure I know much about him.
Yeah, that's a new guy that came in the Jack Flaherty deal. Pretty good lefty. Not bad. Yeah.
Andrew Abbott for the Reds.
Reds got it going. They're a half a game out of wild card, so Cincinnati will have a lot of people in it tonight. There'll be Cardinal fans, but everybody's red. It'll be hard to see them because the Reds are red. But it's I'm obviously Dan Hartlib is the Illinois baseball coach. He's been a Cincinnati fan for a long, long time.
That's right.
He's hopeful. I'm hoping the Reds get in there. I hope they can get in there. Looks like Philadelphia, the Cubs, and maybe the Reds. Reds are half a game behind Arizona, who beat the Cubs yesterday. So we're going for the Cubs here, trying to beat Arizona so the Reds can sneak in.
Yeah, Arizona came out 6-2 winners over the Chicago Cubs. From Wrigley, it's a 120 start over on US 105.9. Chicago White Sox at Detroit. Speaking of Detroit, winners yesterday as we got out of the gate with the NFL season. 21-20 over Kansas City. Coach Andy Reid for the Chiefs said we have to be more consistent. It did seem like the Chiefs were off a bit. Of course, Travis Kelce with the knee injury is someone that Patrick Mahomes always hit.
They still win the game if they don't drop 4 passes.
Right.
So they've got the one catch near the end, puts them in field goal range, and they probably win the game. They just got to catch them.
From Lawrence, Kansas, it's a 6:30 kickoff. Go Illini. Beat Kansas.
Yep. And I know everybody's a little apprehensive about this one for good reason. Kansas is good. I think it's probably a coin flip game. You think about that. But remember last year when we were playing Wisconsin and we were going up there and former player was calling us whatever names, and I still have that, by the way. Might have to save that for Wisconsin week. We went up there and destroyed Wisconsin.
Right.
34-10.
We were motivated.
And that lost the job for Paul Christ. He was about to tie Brett Bielema for all-time winningest coaches at Wisconsin. He got beat 34-10 and got fired. You can't lose to that, whatever they...
Illinois?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, it was...
Illinois?
What was the name? Well, he was just all
Right.
over.
I remember.
It was great.
I know. It really motivated everybody.
Man. And then we just dominated.
Stinking Badgers.
I think, again, the difference this year and last year is we have expectations this year, and that just changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun when we're awful. We're never going to... And it's just different.
Uh-huh. So Notre Dame beat our Illinois volleyball team. Now we'll have a game at 5 o'clock against Oklahoma as that continues. Illinois 4-2 on the season right now. U.S. Open has Coco Gauff continuing into the finals. And Madison Keys was defeated. Novak Djokovic is in the final also.
I got that clip. I think I'm going to play it.
Okay.
Busey, proud to give to its communities, give back to the communities by doing the right thing for customers and building trusted relationships that span generations. In 21 and 22, Busey Associates generously gave over 20,000 hours of their time to hundreds of community organizations. Nearly 200 associates actively commit to board service in their communities. And since the inception of Busey's scholarship programs and partnerships with local universities, Busey's contributed over $250,000 in scholarships throughout their footprint. For more information about Busey's volunteer initiatives and charitable campaigns, check out Busey's 2022 Impact Report. It's a comprehensive document highlights the work Busey's doing for their associates. To learn more or read the full report, you can go to busey.com/impact. Busey, for over 150 years, member FDIC.
Well, I sure appreciate their participation in various summer festivals like Tolono Fun Day and also the 4th of July, Champaign County Freedom Celebration. So many of these places depend on donation and volunteer hours to make sure it happens.
This is a former basketball player at Wisconsin that ripped Illinois football last year.
Look, I'm sad. The talent gap is wide and other people are doing stuff and we're sitting there with our butts in the seat with the same damn people running the show, and guess what? It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's monotonous. It's the same thing. Let's mix it up. Let's come up with some new ideas. Let's get some new people in the building. It's the same crap. And it just trickling down.
Appleman of the Orchard chimes at 800-990-3776.
We are 7-point favorites at home against Illinois. 7. That is embarrassing. We used to be 30-point favorites against that crap-ass school.
I love it. Did that motivate us? We went up there and beat them by 24 points, and the coaching staff lost their work. Wow. I mean, Wisconsin week, was somebody remind me to play that again over and over about the crap-ass school? Boy, can somebody from Kansas please say that?
That's hilarious.
My goodness. I don't know what the status of Ben Bruss radio show is, but maybe it's better than ever.
Right.
But he sure got our attention.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I forgot he said the CA word. But there again, that's passion, and a lot of Badger fans. I mean, Paul Christ, who was again about to be the winningest coach, tied with Brett Bielema in Wisconsin history, lost his job after one game. Jim Leonhard. Oh, he's our guy now. They hired Jim Leonhard, and then he did pretty well, and then they didn't keep him. Got Luke Fickell from Cincinnati, former Ohio State guy. Anyway, quite the memory, and the Ben Brust, former basketball player for Wisconsin basketball, just waylaying the Fighting Illini and our crappy team.
That's right. Well, if you want to watch the game tonight against Kansas, it's a 6:30 kickoff, and Pia's is a great place to join fans and enjoy all the specials.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. And overall, a pretty comfortable, easy-going spell of late summertime weather continues on. Next dimension of any organized rainfall will pass primarily west and south of us, but it's in the forecast for early to mid next week. And that pleasant temperature pattern will continue on thereafter. And out at Lawrence, Kansas for football this evening, 6:30 kickoff. Light north-northeast wind, generally clear skies, and temperatures will top out in the upper 80s this afternoon. Should be into the lower 80s at kickoff. Back here closer to home, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. A north breeze, partly cloudy tonight, 56 for the weekend. Sunshine and 76 tomorrow. 79 to 80 with a partly cloudy Sunday. A couple of showers, maybe thunderstorm due in here for Monday and Tuesday, and a sprinkle on Wednesday. Will turn a bit cooler. Monday's high up around 80 with highs into the lower 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Kroger has announced an agreement in principle to settle the majority of lawsuits accusing the company of partial involvement in opioid addictions and deaths. It recorded a $1.4 billion expense to settle opioid claims. Kroger lost money in the summer quarter, though excluding the opioid settlement, its earnings topped Wall Street predictions. And Kroger and Albertsons, its merger partner, revealed plans to sell 413 stores, 8 distribution centers, 2 offices, and 2 private label brands. The grocery store chains have been making changes to satisfy concerns of regulators. Apple shares have stabilized after a sell-off this week that followed China banning government officials and others from using iPhones at work. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. Starting September 18th, I'm bringing you gripping details straight out of some of the most horrific crimes. Whether it's a murder that rocked a quiet town or a cold case that remains unsolved, I'm speaking to the people who lived the story for an unparalleled look at these shocking cases. Join me starting September 18th for a week of true crime content you won't want to miss. Subscribe at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Over 60 years later, Frasca is committed to providing the best simulation equipment available with superior quality and a personal approach to service and support. Would you like to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for an accountant, a CNC machinist, manufacturing and electrical engineer, electronics design associate, and customer service support. Positions for software, aeronautical, mechanical engineer, and machine shop finisher are also available. Positions include an extraordinary benefits package. The perfect fit will enjoy full-time benefits with paid time off, holidays, a 401k, and a Monday through Friday schedule. For details, call 217-344-9200. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more about the application process at frasca.com/careers.
Xander Hazel, Champaign Center Partnership Street Fest. Is that tomorrow?
It is tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd the time go, man? We had you on last week about last year, man.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Summer's just flying by.
Well, and actually, Stevie, they do one in downtown Champaign, which was a big success. Congratulations on that, Xander.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Diane. That was fun.
And then 1 to 7 in Campus Town for this version. Explain where it's going to take place.
Yeah, so we are holding this on 6th Street between Healy and Green. So this is right in sort of like the main commercial district of Campus Town, in between sort of Murphy's and Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the whole block taken over. We have the Showmobile stage coming in with live music from 1 to 7. We also have outdoor seating. We have, I think, more than 15 vendors who will be setting up, including Jet's Pizza and Fired Off Studio, among others. And then we're also doing this new thing called Chow Down in Campus Town, where we have 12 restaurants in the area are providing $5 bites and beverages that you can go and explore for a chance to win a prize.
All right, so for townies here, I'm working this out here. So you're on 6th Street. I know where Green is. Healy, is that near St. John's? It's not that far south, is it? Where's Healy?
Healy's just a block north of Green Street, so it runs parallel to Green Street.
Well, I thought John was a block. Oh, you're going north. I'm going south. Okay, yeah.
Yep, you're going south.
I got you. All right, so you're going from Green Street to Healy North, and all of that. So I see there's parking lots and stuff.
Right.
It's been a while since I've been down right there.
Yeah. So we're right next to the Campus Center parking deck and Town Place Suites, the hotel there.
All right, so plenty of room, outdoor stuff, and is this brand new?
This is the first time. Yeah. So we took over management of Street Fest. This is the first time we've done an event like this in Campus Town. Some folks may remember back in the day when we did Summer Stage, but this would have been back in like 2013 or 2012, maybe even before then. So this is a little bit different. The addition of the $5 food walk and the vendors, that's all new this year.
So townies know where to park. We'll figure that out.
Right.
But you're going to have a lot of students, right? I mean, there'll be a lot of kids there, too.
Yeah, no, there should be a lot of students. It's not a game day weekend, so we don't really have any other things that are going on. And of course, this is a free event, so you can come and enjoy. I think we have 5 bands that are playing. Emily Howe, Josh Spinner, Hockey and Dim, Unchained, Trouble Chasin'. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we also have these dance performances that are going on. So we have circus acts, we have fire dance, we have some K-pop choreography, break dancing. So all of the entertainment there is free. It's going to be a wild event.
All right, so not to get in the weeds or get you in trouble, but how do you handle alcohol and open? We were always worried.
Are we doing wristbands?
I mean, because you have it reminds me a little bit of unofficial that really isn't official anymore.
Right.
So I'm wondering how you do that.
Yeah, so this is not an alcohol event, so you can't purchase alcohol and take it onto the street.
Okay.
Of course, Murphy's and Legends will be open, so you're welcome to go visit them if you do want a beverage, but for the most part, this is an alcohol-free event.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay, perfect. So great for families and everything else, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Champaign Center Partnership has all the details at champaigncenter.com if you want to learn more. But when it comes to the whole scene, it'll be blocked off then and after 12 noon. But really, the music starts at 1. So that's 1 to 7 is the window of time for the Chow Down in Campus Town and all the music for Street Fest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'll say to folks who are listening, I hear a lot in town that people don't like going to Campus Town, but this is a great reason to come to Campus Town. We have a lot for folks to do. There's great entertainment, and it's a good chance for you to explore local businesses. I know it's a busy time of year with the fall semester, but there's still parking available. The meters will be available, so it should be really easy to get down there and enjoy a fun event.
A lot of energy and fun, and it's okay to get your steps in this way. This is good.
Yeah, take the bus.
Well, and I love the idea of collecting the stamps to win the grand prize of $200 value. So how does that work?
Yeah, so we have 12 restaurants have put out these $5 food and drink menu items. And so every time you go and make a purchase, you get a stamp on one of the guides, and you can find the guides all throughout at each of the restaurants. If you collect 4 stamps, you can bring it back to the event area, drop it off at the Champaign Center Partnership's information booth, and you'll be entered to win a prize. And the prize contains things like we have gift cards from Watson's, Martinelli's Market, Esquire, Plant Mode, as well as some swag from Game Day Spirit, Greener Goods, and Jane Addams Bookshop.
Nice.
So a lot of great stuff in there, and you can enter to win.
Well, Xander, I know how much you enjoy this, so maybe we'll think of something you can organize next week, huh? Man, this is a lot of work.
Well, actually, there is quick turnaround for you. You've got the coffee meetup. I've got that on my calendar. Is that Wednesday at Diggs?
Yes, at Diggs. This is a new retailer in Midtown, just off of Springfield Avenue and near First Street. This new furniture store. Wednesday, if people want to come check it out at 9 a.m., we'll be there. But, of course, we're almost into the holiday season preparation, which means Pray to Life is coming down the pipeline.
That's right. And you need to start thinking about getting involved in that and having your parade entry.
Exactly. Well, we're actually going to start planning that on Tuesday, so there's no rest for the weary.
This is Xander recorded while he was sleeping. Put the barricade over there. No, He's got to be absolutely nutty thinking all these things. Xander Hazel, how can people find out details, all this stuff?
Yeah, of course. You can visit our website, champagnecenter.com. Of course, you can stay up to date on our social media at Champagne Center.
All right, Xander, good work. We'll be excited about tomorrow and what you got coming down the road here.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, take care. Street Fest tomorrow, 1 to 7 in Campus Town. The Chow Down in Campus Town, too.
I love it. Okay, it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Plan on that. Going to be nice. What do you say?
And bring the $5. You get things like Jet's Pizza, 2 slices, and a side of ranch with that.
What's wrong with that?
I know.
What times again?
1 to 7 tomorrow.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctors, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, home of their award-winning Honda dealership, a double recipient of the prestigious Honda President's Award. With a legacy of excellence, they offer you the finest selection of Honda vehicles backed by unparalleled customer service. As a 2-time winner, they're committed to exceeding your expectations. Visit them today at Route 45 at Burwash or Sarah, SERRA, Champagne.com. Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. That's sarahchampagne.com.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Biden arriving in India for the G20 summit, but facing stiff re-election headwinds. 82% of Democrats say they'd rather see someone else run for president. That's a CNN poll. 3/4 of voters seriously concerned about his age. 3 out of 5 think he's made the economy worse. And 5 of the Republican slate beat Biden in a head-to-head matchup. Nikki Haley, the biggest, beats Biden 49-43. One political figure still beloved among most. At London's Hyde Park, marking the 1-year anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth II, her son King Charles recalling with great affection her long life and devoted service. While Atlantic storm Hurricane Lee churns up the fish, now a monster Cat 5, the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast on alert for next week. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan officially ending his embattled political career. Madigan will not seek re-election as the 13th Ward Democratic Committee person, his last remaining and longest held elected office. The 81-year-old elected to office back in 1969. A Jacksonville, Illinois man accused of making threats against President Joe Biden, former President Barack Obama, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on social media. Prosecutors say Adam Mauser posting a series of threatening messages to X last month. He threatened to shoot and kill Biden, Obama, and Clinton. Work underway in Incrobasa Industries' $250 million expanded manufacturing facility in Gilman. Governor Pritzker joined state and local leaders to celebrate the groundbreaking of the project this week. The expansion creating 40 new full-time jobs. Incrobasa is an industry leader in soybean processing. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Amazing selection, price, and style on hardwoods, laminates, carpet, and tile. Low prices on high fashion. Step up the flooring that gets a wow reaction. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
Flooring Surfaces now offers beautiful window fashions. Our interior design team will custom fit shade, shutters, and blinds to any size opening. Visit the showroom to see the latest fashions from Graber and Hunter Douglas, or request an in-home consultation. Whether it's floors or windows, Flooring Surfaces has you covered. See us today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group.
There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. And a very delightful spell of September weather continues on across the area. Next mention of any organized shower activity, bulk of which will pass to the west and south due into the first half of next week. Hey, it's a 6:30 kickoff at Lawrence, Kansas for this evening. They'll top out this afternoon into the upper 80s, but in the drier air, settle back down to around 81, 82 at kickoff time. 6:30 this evening, and then 70s thereafter. Clear skies and a light northeast wind again for Kansas and Illinois football out there at Lawrence, Kansas. Back this way, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. We'll level off with a few clouds tonight to 56. Weekend forecast is a good looking one and a fine feeling one at 76 tomorrow, up near 80 on Sunday and Monday. Monday to Tuesday, a couple of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Will cool Tuesday to about 73. A sprinkle next Wednesday at 72, and then low to mid 70s for next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Everyone deserves a decent place to live, including man's best friend. Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County is looking for teams to help raise the woof by participating in a fun and unique pet habitat building competition for a great cause. Grab your friends, family, or coworkers and put your creativity and building skills to the test.
Raise the Woof 2023 Under One Woof is taking place at the Habitat Restore on September 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All the money raised via Raise the Woof will fund Habitat home builds here in Champaign County. You can find more information and register your build team online at cuhabitat.org.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. People love those beds. We have a lot of people responding to our Stever offer. Every month I give out $1,000 toward a purchase of that bed, which is not cheap. But boy, I don't think I could get those beds away from the people at the bottom.
I know it.
Give that back. No way. Why? Because I'm sleeping.
Yes.
And if you don't sleep well, tough. Really, really tough. All right, so we're team left about 3 yesterday afternoon, big old charter. Not sure what kind of equipment they were using, but it was big. It held over 100 people, 150 people maybe. Looked pretty big.
Okay.
So, I mean, but those trips generally, I don't know about this one, but you try and, spiff the families sometimes, where even kids sometimes get to go, like maybe once a year.
Okay.
Maybe they got to go on that plane ride. But no, you leave out a Flight Star. It's a charter. You go right to Lawrence, Kansas. I don't know how far that is, but you can go 500 miles an hour, so whatever that is. Maybe, I don't know. Could you Google? Okay. How far from Champaign to Lawrence, Kansas?
Okay.
I'm guessing it's, I don't know, 500-600 miles. So
Okay.
it's a little more than an hour flight, maybe. Lawrence isn't too far. We've been to Lawrence. We drove to Lawrence for a golf tournament for Christian. And not too bad. go through Kansas City. Speed limit actually is 75 on that first stretch in Kansas, I think.
433 miles.
All right, so it's
6 hours, 24 minutes.
Yeah, less than an hour in one of those big old silver birds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a quick flight. So after the ball game tonight, they'll come home.
Or you can take the Amtrak for $92.
There you go. It takes
15 hours.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
A lot of stops. Hey, that's my seat.
Right.
Anyway, so we'll cheer on the Illini tonight, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. They'll be home by midnight. It's pretty nice. Get all the equipment and stuff. They probably have trucks going out there with the stuff. Too much weight to put on the plane.
Okay.
Too many things. So the equipment managers, you want a job that's gritty and grimy. Be in charge of all the stuff.
Yeah.
Because all the helmets, and then they got to make sure that's tight.
I mean, they get paid, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's a full-time gig at the University of Illinois. It's a good job.
But when it comes to being a sports manager in high school and stuff, those guys
they don't get paid. If student managers don't get paid,
right?
But you have your equipment manager. You got all the trainers, all the people, all the sideline people. You don't know anybody, but they're all there and they're paid.
Yeah,
and I presume paid pretty well. I mean, not getting coaching money, but they're being paid pretty well. But it's just gritty and grimy.
Yeah.
You do a lot of sweaty as a roadie, right? If you're a roadie for a football team or a roadie for a band, same kind of thing.
You're right.
It's just a job I just wouldn't aspire to get.
That's right. Well, and it's fun to be in the action and stuff like that, though. And
it'd be fun to be around it, but
right.
You're not enjoying the game. You're running over here because this guy needs this, and you got a Phillips over here. Got to tighten this thing up, and the guy needs more tape. I mean, I think the team orders 1,000 cases of tape. I'm not sure how much is in a case, but they tape every time they practice anything. They're taping. The ankles get taped for prevention. So all that. Imagine how many a trainer. Wow. They tape all the ankles all the time. Yeah. Every practice, everything they're taping.
That's right.
Crazy. So anyway, that's put me down for not wanting.
Never thought about all that.
Oh man, the behind-the-scenes work of a football game.
Right.
All the people, the guy that's in charge of the hotels, if you do have an overnight.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they had an overnight last night, so you had to make sure the block is good, and then you get there, and you know how travel is. I'm sorry, how many rooms did you have?
Right.
Well, we were supposed to. I got called.
Right.
I can think. And the coach didn't care about that. He wants his room.
That's right. Make it happen.
8:41.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do. A company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their #1 priority.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices. Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
All right, ESPN 93.5, game day. It's Friday. It's September 8th. My sister Mary Diane's birthday.
Hey, way to go. Happy birthday, Mary Diane.
17 before 9. Sports headline.
Illinois and Kansas, 6:30 start. I know you had some Brett Bielema comments at the beginning of the show if you want to find some of those. think it's always interesting, his insight as they head to Lawrence, Kansas yesterday.
Maybe a little Aaron Henry. That's the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
I think all eyes on that defense, maybe, huh?
When we talk about rushing defense, like a lot of people think about rushing defense and they think about D-line only. Well, that ain't how our defense is structured. Rushing defense is all inclusive. Only people who are not included in rushing defense from time to time are the corners. All right, rushing defense involves all those 9 guys, right? So for what the average fan may see on TV, right, the D-line may not do this, a D-line may not do that. Where is the safety at in that fit? You know what I'm saying? Because our safeties are tied to the box a lot of times. And so I have to do a better job in making sure our secondary guys are crystal clear on their job description, their assignment when they're in when they're at linebacker depth and they're in the run fit. You know, and so obviously, right, like who would have thought, right, Toledo would have the mindset to come out and run the ball against us, right? Salute to Coach Candle in that regard, but we just got to be better. We just got to be better. We got to be cleaner, and I have to be able to see things faster and adjust to them faster, and put our guys in a better position.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's getting recommendations because you got, Brett Bielema, you got Jim Leonard, you got people that have suggestions, but he's running the deal now. It's his defense. He's making the call. And Brett kind of seems to be hands-off. If you watch him on the sideline, he's not in any huddle.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
But, I hope we can put a little pressure on the quarterback somewhere, because generally pressure is not good for a quarterback. If you put pressure on him, sometimes he isn't as good. Anyway, you can get burned like that, too.
That's right.
Blitzing stuff. So
Detroit over Kansas City, 21-20 yesterday. When it comes to Sunday's games, we've got the Bears and the Packers. We've got the tailgate party starting at noon with the grilling on the patio and the big giant satellite TV. It's going to be a patio party.
It's a 3:30 game, right?
Yeah. 3:25 kickoff for Bears and Packers, and they've got prizes like Bears tickets and Justin Fields jersey, so that'd be fun to be a part of that at PIA's 1609 West Springfield Avenue on Sunday. When it comes to the noon kickoff, I think we have the Jacksonville Jaguars over in Indianapolis to face the Colts, and their Saints and Titans will be going at it.
Well, I think Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indianapolis, of course, has the Jonathan Taylor issue. He's not playing.
Right.
They got a rookie quarterback. I think and listen, the Jacksonville Jaguars, owned by Shahid Khan, University of Illinois graduate and Champaign guy.
Mm-hmm.
They almost beat Kansas City at Kansas City in the playoffs. They came back from down whatever it was 28-3 at halftime. They won that football game over the Chargers, and then they went to Kansas City. And it was really close. So I think they're going to be right there this year for big things. Hoping the Jaguars have a big year.
Here on ESPN 93.5, it's a 5:40 first pitch. St. Louis at Cincinnati facing the Reds. Arizona is in Wrigley to face the Cubs at a 1:20 start over on US 105.9. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
A little Barry Lunny. He runs our offense.
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of depth. I think they play real confidently. I think their system is... in the off season, we were anxious to see if there was any tweaks or anything different, like we do all of our opponents when we study them, just like we did with Toledo. And I think they've just gotten better running their scheme. They seem to be really playing with good fundamentals, and they played really hard against Missouri State. And so I've got a lot of respect for them, the way they coach and play overall in their whole program. Those coaches have been together for a long time, and they certainly know what they're doing.
Okay, and then headman Brett Bielema.
To roll through those a little bit, other than it should be that same 74 that were with us last Saturday. With that, open up for questions.
This might be a stupid question. Even though we can't play, will Matt make the trip?
No, just because the roster spots are so valuable. But I will tell you, like game day wise and practice wise, everybody's checking with him, and there's some things we can do rehab wise with him here that wouldn't be the same accessibility that he has there. So if he hadn't played last year so much or been involved, I'd think about taking him on this just to get the continuity of traveling. But yeah, he's looked great.
The Friday games, you've got one of two this year.
Yeah.
Just your take on the whole thing.
I think maybe 15, 10. This is my 15th year as head coach, but it's been about 18, 20 years. 2006, I guess, is my first head coaching year. I used to get a lot more wrapped up in 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, night game, Friday, Thursday, Saturday. What I've learned, our kids, because I think of the morning practices, they learn to adjust and practice to anything. I know they had that game last week originally scheduled for a Thursday game. We made them move that to Friday, so they had one more day on us prep wise. But I think our guys, we really didn't lose a day. we took Monday out of the equation, so we've had the exact same number of prep.
All right, so again, he doesn't care, and that's a good attitude to have just because you can't control anything like that. And I love the fact that they had practices with blaring music that you couldn't even hear. Like, does it get that loud?
Maybe.
They got big old speakers over there. Because to simulate something like that, I think it'd be difficult to make it, how do you simulate that kind of noise? I guess you just put them on speakers and blare them to where you can't talk to each other kind of thing. But they seem to practice in all conditions, which is good. All right, 8:49, Greg's weather. One more time for the weekend coming up.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champaignparks.org.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
When we put family first, we create moments that last a lifetime. We pass memories down through generations. We can all declare, I remember when.
Far side, right. Pat Bryant, touchdown. Isaiah Williams turns upfield, 45, 40. Trouble, he's sacked. Seth Coleman.
It's your turn to create these memories. Illinois football season tickets are on sale now for as low as $99 at fightingillini.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. And overall, a pretty comfortable, easy-going spell of late summertime weather continues on. Next, a mention of any organized rainfall will pass primarily west and south of us, but it's the forecast for early to mid next week. And that pleasant temperature pattern will continue on thereafter. And out at Lawrence, Kansas for football this evening, 6:30 kickoff. Light north-northeast wind, generally clear skies, and temperatures will top out in the upper 80s this afternoon, should be into the lower 80s at kickoff. Back here closer to home, partly sunny and 74 this afternoon. A north breeze, partly cloudy tonight, 56 for the weekend. Sunshine and 76 tomorrow, 79 to 80 with a partly cloudy Sunday. A couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm due in here for Monday and Tuesday, and a sprinkle on Wednesday. Will turn a bit cooler. Monday's high up around 80 with highs into the lower 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, where your dream car awaits. With an exquisite selection of top-tier vehicles, impeccable service, and unbeatable prices, they are your ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Experience luxury, performance, and style like never before. Visit today and drive home in the vehicle you've always desired. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. Your journey towards automotive perfection starts here. Visit them at Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Does your home have those annoying outdoor spigots that leak and have no pressure? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing can help. Install a new Woodford outdoor spigot so your gardens and flowers don't suffer in this summer heat. Make sure your home's outdoors look great and call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
Well, we know the Penn State game is going to be exciting. It'll be exciting either way. But if we win tonight, it'll be ultra uber. Like a lot of tickets will be sold. It will be probably ranked. I'm guessing if we beat Kansas on the road. Purdue's got to go to Virginia Tech, and they lost their first game, and they got to go out to Virginia Tech. That won't be easy for the Boilermakers. We're going to meet up with them in a few weeks. It'll be one of our early Big Ten games outside of Penn State. So then we got Florida Atlantic, and then we I haven't looked that far down the road, but I just know that you go 2-2, it's not the end of the world, but obviously better than that is better. Because you're trying to get to 6 and then you're bowl eligible.
Yeah.
That's my but I think Brad Bielema said it perfectly when he said, every game you have a chance to win, every game you have a chance to lose.
That's right.
It used to be the first game was Sisters of the Poor and we did well.
Yeah.
We looked good. And now it's like good luck finding a team that didn't.
Toledo being MAC champs last
Well,
year. I mean, who could have called that?
The scheduled was a long time ago.
And Penn State's number 7 in the nation right now. That's an 11 a.m. kickoff, too, which we've started out the season with 6:30 kicks.
No, we're just all over the board here on the times.
It's going to be Florida Atlantic and then Purdue.
Okay, so
September
at Purdue.
30th.
All right,
yeah.
So last game of Purdue, and then they're going to be jacked, and so will we.
Right, and then Nebraska's October 8th at 7 on that start, or is that the 6th? Yeah. And I think that's a Friday night game,
I think that's
too.
Friday, yeah.
So, and then we've got Maryland October 14th, and then October 21st is homecoming against number 19 Wisconsin.
Then we're probably off the next week. Off week is the end of October then?
Right,
Okay.
and then November 4th, Minnesota and Indiana will be our November 11th Veterans Day game.
Those are home?
Iowa game on November 18th.
We're at Iowa for sure.
Western on
Okay.
the 25th.
All right, so we got 3 home games in November?
I can't tell right now if they're home or not.
Okay.
It's just the schedule.
Anyway, let's get Kansas tonight, friends. Let's get them.
I know we got lots of local football. We've got events tomorrow. We mentioned Streetscape in downtown or in Campus Town.
Yep.
Raise the Woof is tomorrow.
Youth for Christ golf outing today in
That's
Rantoul.
happening
Good
today.
luck.
And the Walk to Defeat
All right.
ALS on Sunday.
Sunday it'll be at Hessel at 9 a.m. and then one in Philo at Hazen Park. That'll be at
After 4.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you want to meet and help folks with ALS raise some money. Fight against ALS. The walk is always a great one. All right, we will be back on Monday. Diane, we thank you.
Enjoy the weekend.
Have a wonderful time this weekend.
Yeah, celebrating Gabby's birthday in Milwaukee.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you very much. The boys on this afternoon from 3 to 5. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed weekend.
It's your Illinois Fighting Illini taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Saturday, September 16th at 11 a.m. Wear orange for the Hail to the Orange Out. Arrive early for the Fox Big Noon Kickoff pregame show in Grange Grove for your chance to win great prizes and be on national television for this Big Ten matchup. Get tickets for the Hail to the Orange Out versus Penn State. Saturday, September 16th. At fightingillini.com.
The Blossom Basket Florist has been in business since 1954. In the last 25 years, the Blossom Basket Florist has processed over 535,000 orders. That's 21,400 orders per year. With that type of volume, they know they have satisfied customers who just keep coming back. Find out why their customers love their designs and customer service. From simple to simply magnificent, they can design for any type of event. Visit them at 1002 North Cunningham at Urbana or online at blossombasket.com.
Join the Urbana Park District for the 25th anniversary of the Wandale Sculpture Garden on September 15th at Meadowbrook Park. The fun starts at 3:30 with refreshments followed by the rededication ceremony. At 5 o'clock, there's a walk through the Sculpture Garden. Listen to great jazz music at various stations along the way. The Wandale Sculpture Garden, a local jewel in public art. September 15th in Meadowbrook Park. Visit urbanaparks.org.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love
Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.